Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to tint your eyebrows. First I'll show you a couple of the different brands that I like to use. So at home, for home use, and I've used this on clients before, I have this guy here, Augenblick. They have lots of different colors, they work really well. It's not my favorite, but I have some at home for when I'm tinting my brows at home. And then I also have some of this Dahlia stuff. You can see that. And then it's supposed to be a henna tint, but it's not a completely natural henna. It still has chemicals in it. I've checked. I've been playing around with real henna to make my own brow tint. That's a little bit more natural. I still haven't offered it on my menu of services, but maybe when I open up, that'll be one of my specials since I have time to play around with it. And then my favorite of all time is the original formula, Intensive. Sorry, I dropped something. 1 second. All right, got it. So this is the Intensive, which is the original formula. They remade the formula. I just don't like it. It's not quite as good. This is my go-to for my clients for lash and brow tints. And then there's two different types of developers that come with this. Well, you can order both. This is 3% and this is 6%. 6% is better for resistant gray because it does take a little bit more time for that gray to color if you're going to use 3. This, I think, is a shortcut and works really, really well. The only thing is I don't like to use 6 near the eyes because if a little tinge of that tint gets in the eye during a lash tint, it can be really intense. And so I usually stick to the 3 for lash tints. What I like to do for my clients is I'll put a tint on and then do a nice hand and arm massage. And by the time that's over on both hands and arms, then it's plenty of time for it to develop and look great. Of course, some people, the first day that I do a tint, it's usually pretty dark because the skin is still stained, and I would explain, once you wash your face once, tomorrow it's going to be perfect. I find it doesn't last as long as I would prefer. They say about 4 to 6 weeks. I find that most of my clients are ready for a tint at about 3 to 4, just because they want that fresh look that's really dark. And it's a nice alternative to putting makeup in your brows, which can be a little bit bold. And for someone like me who doesn't wear a lot of makeup, it can be pretty intense looking to line my brows every day. Plus, it's a lot of work, and I'd rather wake up and just go ahead and have dark brows. Now for I go pretty dark on mine because I like to do like deep black and medium brown. There's a slew of colors, and it's nice to kind of have your own little mix and play around with it. If you tend to have some gray tones in your hair, you want to use some graphite. Anyways, I should go ahead and just mix it while I'm talking so I can sit while I'm talking. So I'll kind of show you how much I'm going to use in my little dab dish. You can get these little dab dishes here. These are perfect. They're like $1.50 from a spa supply place. Any little dish though would work. And I like to mix mine with just like a little popsicle stick, a small wax stick, which not everyone has, but it's nice because it's disposable. I mean, not that we should be wasting, but that's what I use for my clients. And I do have some reusable ones that you can wash, and the Intensive usually comes with like a little, I'll show you, comes with a little dealy bob here. This little guy you can mix it with, and you can reuse it and wash it over and over again. So I'm gonna do, I did basically half and half, deep black and the middle brown. I should have used the regular darker brown, but I forgot. I grabbed the wrong one. Anyway, so that's how much tint I have there, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna put in 6% because I want it to develop faster and I have grays. So I'm gonna kind of just try to eyeball it, and I do like an even amount. So you'll see it kind of like, there we go. And you want it to be, you don't want it to be too thick because it's hard to get on, but you don't want it to be too thin either because you want it to actually sit on your brow and stay put. So I'm mixing it up. Just make sure it's incorporated nice and good. And then I'm gonna just brush my brows. I'm gonna use a mirror to do this because I'm gonna put my hair up real quick too. Because I want to make sure to get that brow line right. So give me a second and put my hair up for this. All right, so I'm going to grab my mirror and I'm going to put it on. Now this is a great brush to get for lash tints and brow tints. And so I'm going to just follow my brow line. And of course I'm going to have some Q-tips nearby to do any cleanup around the edges. And make sure you have clean skin, no brow makeup in it. Usually it's nice to shape your brows while you're doing this. Not while the tint's on, of course, but I'll do a wax video another day. So I'm just kind of following the shape of my brow. And if you don't have a tint brush, you of course can use like a flat makeup brush. Anything that's kind of stiff. It's not gonna flex around on you too much. It's gonna look a little messy for a second, but give me a minute. And do not worry, I won't tint the skin dark in the short amount of time that I'm layering on. And I'll kind of come back and touch it up too. I just want to get it on first and then use that so I don't have any weird looking brows. My husband doesn't really like a bold brow. He thinks I look angry, so I keep it a little light. I don't know if you can hear in the other room, Planet of the Apes is blasting away. It's a rainy day, so we're home watching movies, sheltering in place. I hope you are doing the same and staying occupied. Did some cooking. Probably should wax and trim my brows soon. Of course, everyone needs a different type of color, and they have lots of different colors. They have blondes, they have dark browns, graphite, they even have purple and blue, just to help balance out tones. Or I guess if you really wanted some now you can't really bleach out brows and make them lighter with this. It's more for definition and darkening the brows, which you'd be surprised at how much someone's face will change just by a proper shaped brow with a nice little bit of tint. I don't like, of course, a crazy look. We don't want you to look like your Groucho Marx or that we put Sharpie in your brow. It's a delicate balance. So this is going to kind of just sit for a little bit. I don't leave it on as long as some people, and some of my clients I'll leave it on longer because I know I'm not going to see them for a while. But since I have my own tint and I tint mine so much, I do mine about every 2 weeks. I tend not to go super long in my developing time. And you'll get the hint of it. It's like I say, it's always better to like, don't throw it out if you have some mixed up. Tint it, remove it, check it. If it's not dark as you want, then you can always add more time. But it's better to kind of not go overboard, especially your first time if you're not used to the look of a tinted brow. And then of course you always want to go around the edges when you're all done, just to make sure you know you're not making yours overdrawing your brow and making it look ridiculous. Oh, and also if someone has sensitive skin, I would stick to the 3% solution if you're using intensive instead of the 6%. So 6% is a little harsher on the skin than the 3%. And there's a couple other brands out there too. You'll see, you'll find it's really easy to do at home. It really is. Might be shooting myself in the foot showing everyone how to do this because of my regular clients who like to get this done, but right now if you still want to tint your brows, you can start doing it at home. It's much nicer to have someone else do it anyways. I'm just going back and nitpicking and making sure it's going where it needs to go. Alright, I look a little silly, I know. But this is going to develop and then we'll remove it. I don't like that line up there too much. And sometimes if I'm home like cleaning house, I'll throw this on and then go do like a couple chores and come back and then wipe it off. Just got to be careful that you don't like rub your face or your eyes or your screen. Alright, we're at 10 minutes on my video. I'm trying to keep my videos to around 15 to 20 minutes. It takes an hour to upload a video to YouTube. It's insane. I suggest pulling your hair back, otherwise you'll get tint in your hair. But I'm sure you guys are all seeing my lovely sparkly grays coming in there. Guess I'll get to see what they look like. Alright, so we're gonna give that a little time. I'm trying to think what we can kill time doing. So, I think I might put some eye masks on. Oh, here we go. I'm just using some of these little guys here. I figure while I'm doing this, why not get some eye time? I have notorious horrible kind of reminds me of like, it smells like slime, like kid slime that they, I guess I don't need to put it all up in my eyeball. Right, I don't use these very often. I sell them at the shop, but I don't use them very often. So I'm not really the most talented at putting these on. I don't really use these on clients because I do an eye treatment anyways when I'm working on clients. I have a nice little, I do an eye cream and eye treatment and some anti-inflammatory elixir I make I'll put on just to help take down inflammation. Like with some Irish moss and chamomile and yarrow and lavender and rose and licorice root and did I say comfrey already? But yeah, it's my little elixir. It has aloe and it just makes this lovely gooey nourishing. So there we go. We'll kind of do this while these are sitting. And now don't worry, they're not going to look this bad because I'm going to use actually some rough gauze, some water just to remove it. So we'll take off any excess tint on the skin as well. And as you can see, still huge and enormous, waiting for this baby to come out, which I hope will happen within the next week. Though with my past history, I'm thinking it's going to be 41 weeks because I tend to carry them about a week overdue. We'll give that a second. And oh, make sure to pull your hair. I said you pull your hair away. There's a little alarm there going off in my room, right in the middle of this, of course. Sorry about that. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff I brought home from my shop today. So I brought home like some peels and some different masks and some things that I can demonstrate. And I'm still gonna do some of the home remedies that I saw that look a little silly and questionable, so I kind of want to try them out and see. I mean, it should give me a good laugh. And then on Monday, we're going to be doing a Facebook Live where we all put a mask on and chat. I don't care if you don't know what to say, just want to come pop in and say hi. I've never done a Facebook Live before, and I just want to see what it's like. So we'll give this a second. I'm probably going to take the brows off soon. I'm not going to leave them on long. Of course, you'll find the right time for you that works for what you're looking for. And of course, I charge like 15 bucks a pop for brow tints, and it literally, like, you can buy a tube of tint for like, wholesale prices are different than what you'd be paying for, but it would say you can get a tube of tint for like $30. And then some developer, which a thing of developer will last you through many brow tints. And then just get your little dab dish and your little tint brush or makeup brush that's kind of flat like this. And you can go to town and tint your own brows. And especially right now, if you want to do them at home and you don't want to put on makeup every day, tint them so you can, and if you have non-existent brows, because I know a lot of you are still taking selfies and still want to look good for your lovers or whoever, your friends you see. And so that's kind of weird. It does smell like silly putty. Give that a little bit longer. As you can see, just have them all lined there, and I dabbed it on, made sure it's nice and even. Just don't scratch your face. I've done that when I've been cleaning the house, where I'll just do this and then forget about it, and I come back and there's a dyed spot on my forehead. This is one of those things that I offer a lot for clients, added onto their facials. They love to get their brows tinted while they're getting a facial. I usually do it at the very end, so it's nice and fresh and it lasts. And lash tints are great too. Of course, don't ever wear your contacts when you come in for a lash tint. You don't want any of that tint to get trapped under that contact. And these are all vegetable dyes, so they're made for use around the eyes. They do get in your eye. They sting like the dickens, but they're not going to blind you. They are a vegetable dye. And of course, the developer, very, very weak compared to what we use on our hair. I'm really liking how much my gray is shining here. I'm going to start sparkling soon. So yeah, I might do like a glycolic or a lactic acid peel on myself. I think I'm going to wax my daughter's eyebrows. She has really thick, full eyebrows, so that'll be fun to demonstrate shaping and waxing her brows, maybe light tint. I asked my husband if he'd let me wax his nose on camera, and he won't, so sorry about that. He'll only let me shape his brows. He is not into the nose wax. I asked if I could do a bum wax too, and he wasn't into that either, so he has his limits. He lets me do his brows and facials, and that's about it. And then my teens usually let me do some stuff on them here and there. So I think my daughter might be on some future videos having her brows done and maybe a mask or something. Well, it's because I was going to demonstrate. I was going to talk about konjac sponges and how to use a konjac sponge, which is just wonderful, and a cactus washcloth, which is just amazing. Everyone should have one in their shower. They're spectacular. So let's see. We're going to go a little over 15 minutes today. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off. I think I have enough time. Just so, and I don't want a bold look anyways, because I don't have to make it last, because I can do this again in a week or two if I want. And if I come out looking bold-browed, Brian, my husband's gonna tease me. Or my kids might. So let's go ahead. So I'm gonna do the one I did first. Wipe it off. Oh, look at that. Some nice definition there. And it looks natural. And this thing is coming off. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off. I think you have to leave these on longer, but they're bothering me. So I'm using rough gauze because it just has some clean water on it. I'm just wiping it off because I like it because, and then of course, you know, I'm leaving this on just a little bit longer. Oh, and if you tend to have like really faint tails which is right here at the end of your brow, then I always say overcompensate and like wipe off this part first and then leave this on for like about 3 to 5 minutes more, so you get so it looks more balanced, because otherwise it'll look like this is really dark and then this is light, just because there's not a lot of density in hair. So I always like to leave, for my clients like that, I'll leave the tail on longer, just so it looks more balanced. And you can't tint brows where there's no brow. If you have a problem with lack of brow growth, I always recommend you go to an experienced microblader, and I know a really good microblader, actually a couple that I could refer you to if you ever need any advice on that. I don't do microblading, but I know some girls who do some spectacular microblading that I'd refer you to. All right, and something so different, just frames your face, looks natural. It was a lot darker than before, but it doesn't look fake. I'll try to get closer so you can see. Of course, you could go darker if you want. I didn't want to have like a 40-minute video, leave it on for like 15 to 20. Plus, like I said, that looks a little too bold for me. But yeah, something so simple, and you can always do it darker than this. Anyways, you guys all have a good day, a good Saturday, and until next time, I hope you all stay safe and sane and happy. All right, bye.